Go with the flow with this.
What's up, grenades, and welcome back to Pineapple Grenades Realizing You. It's been a mighty long time since we've done a sit down with one of our trusted small business owners here in Dallas, Texas. But baby, in 2024, we're coming with the heat. I'm here with one of my greatest friends and also my brother and business owner of Bilal Alan Photography, Bilal Alan of Dallas, Texas. He is a Corsicana native, but Dallas bred and raised him and is still paying him, okay? Bilal, how you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling awesome. What about yourself?
I'm doing just fine.
You looking all lovely and everything.
You looking all sexy too?
Hey, what can I say?
Y'all, we are making magic in any kitchen, and we've been doing that since 2018 when I met this lovely man here. Can you tell us a little bit about what inspired you to start photography and style in 2016?
Well, my father had a big instrumental in the photography business because my dad used to do photography when he was in the service. And just looking at my aunts and my grandfathers and my uncles, they always wore really nice clothes, and I was like, wow, when I get to get shoes and able to buy stuff, I want to be just like them, you know. And so back in the day, I always got nice shoes, but then when I really wanted to get into more shoes and things, I was going to Tom McCann and buy my own little shoes. And then, you know, I got a little job that was paying me a little bit more money, so I could run in Neiman's and get me some little shoes up out of there. So that's how I became a part of the fashion industry. And like I said, I love clothes, I love shoes, I love helping other people get dressed and things like that when they need to go to events and things like that.
So everybody doesn't know as much about you as I know, Bilal, but you talked about some of the influential things that you observed growing up. Who are some of the major players in your family that wore some of the baddest ensembles that you watched them get ready to wear?
I would say my grandmother and her sisters and my mother.
Yes.
And then my Uncle Paul. My Uncle Paul, back in the 70s, he had on a leisure suit, alligator shoes, and I was like, damn. I need to be like my Uncle Paul, you know.
Weren't they sharp?
They were really sharp back in the day, you know. And with my Uncle Paul, he was tall and thin and real narrow feet, and everything just looked so nice and slick on him. I was like, I'm gonna be just like my Uncle Paul. I love my dad, but my dad is more cowboy boot and jeans and moving on, you know. But my Uncle Paul, my brother was on point.
Now, I know a few transplants here in Dallas, Bilal, because it is a transplant city now. Most people who live here are not from the city at this point, especially in this generation. In comparison to people down in the South, I think that we've started to slump in a sense when it comes to our fashion and our flair for style and just being decent and in order. I was raised to be decent and in order. Everything from top to bottom, you need to be neat and clean. And you are one of the sharpest dressers that I see. I mean, from going to work, you know, and also going on to sets to photograph people. You show up classy, classic, and sharp. What is it that you have to say about, you know, your experiences elsewhere, like maybe the East Coast, and what you've, you know, observed?
Well, I have a few friends on the East Coast, especially in New York and in DC. My friends there that are photographers, or that they do try to do their best at what they put on and things like that. Or, you know, hey, well, I'm gonna wear all black. This is what I want to do for my shoot and things like that. Unless they're outside, they'll throw the jeans on and shorts and go on. But I just think being a person of who you are, you need to represent even in your photography.
Yeah.
And things like that. So yes.
Okay. Well, having known you for this time, I've been grateful to partner with you, but I've also noticed that, you know, there's some things that we do for each other while we're on set together, and you're very, very detail oriented. I love experiences myself. Pineapple Grenade is to live in color. What is it that you get from each shoot that keeps you motivated?
That's a good question. Each shoot is very different. So something I've started this year for 2024, started in January. My first shoot was January the 5th. I started a journal. And in this journal, it's going to talk about how the shoot went, what I could have done better, if I messed up on a setting, how the model was, and things like that, you know. And also I've started to style a little bit, like also have a fashion consulting job at a men's store. So when we have things on clearance that I like, I go ahead and buy those things, and started to use those in my male models. And I've had a couple of female friends who have given me things to use in my studio shooting area. So basically that's about it. I just think we need to come and represent who we are as a person.
Yeah.
And things like that. So being able to style somebody that's male or female, I'm happy to do it. Yes.
The people that come into the store where you consult, are they always looking for you to, you know, meet them in person and actually do some sort of one-on-one session with them, because you are a star wherever you go?
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
I have a few customers that were at my first store that I started working at. So when I told them I was going to be transferred, they said, well, we're coming to where you are.
Yeah.
As far as me, I didn't dress the way the other guys dress.
Right.
I didn't wear a suit every day to work, because a suit is just not my style. I'm all about color, shoes, shirts, and if you're looking at what I have on now, my shirts are gonna make a statement.
Yeah.
And so the one guy that has followed me to the new store, he's like, let me know when y'all have shirts. I love every shirt that you wear. And then he was like, can I have a thing of your pearls? Because I was on somebody else's page one day and I saw that they was wearing pearl. So now that has become a signature thing for me, because if I don't have them on, where are the pearls? You know, and I was like, wow, I needed to take a break today with those, you know. But I have people, and this gentleman is an older gentleman, probably in his 60s.
Yeah.
And he and his wife came in and he was like, I need a strand of those pearls. So
Yes.
I took a strand off and gave him a strand, you know, and so he wears them.
Talk about giving back to the community.
Yes.
You have a character that always pulls at my heartstrings, and you're surrounded by so many people who love you so endearingly. This year has been a shining year for you. It's been amazing to see you grow in the space of photography and style. You even went to Dallas Fashion Week. Can you talk about that and some of the other highlights from this year?
Well, I didn't get to shoot the whole week of Dallas Fashion Week. If I didn't know the way it was going to go, I would have shot the whole week.
Yeah.
So I did get to shoot the end of Dallas Fashion Week, and I met some awesome people. And one of the designers there is Taylor's Design. I met Taylor way years ago.
Yeah.
Probably back in 2016, 17, somewhere along in there, when he was really getting started. We photographed a couple of things, and then I realized he was at Dallas Fashion Week, so I got to shoot some of his things, and then I did his Christmas collection.
Yeah.
And then we did some stuff for Valentine, and then just this week I did his stock photos for him. and things like that. He had some male clothing, and I invited a friend, Ali, to come out so he could be that person when it comes to be on his website and the stock photography and things like that. So I've met some really cool people. My goal is to get out and do something different every day. Well, I was listening to Tabitha Brown. She just came out with a book.
Come on,
doing new things and living a free life, doing something for 30 days. And so I may not be able to do anything every day, but each month I'm going to make sure that I do 5 to 6 things different that I normally don't do. If that's getting out, meeting people, just getting out at work, doing street photography, taking my camera to work with me, and doing things like that, or shooting somebody in my office if they'll let me shoot them.
Yeah.
And things like that. So yes.
So in the last few moments, there have been a few themes that have come up, and one being the style of photography that you enjoy doing. And I've actually seen you do a plethora of things, maybe not consistently, but I know that lifestyle, street shoots, as well as product. You mentioned that in terms of stock. Can you tell us which one it is that you love the most, and why is it so special to you?
To be honest, there's not one that I like the most. What I enjoy is being behind my camera. It doesn't matter what I photograph, because I photograph a little bit of everything.
Yes.
So if you want me to photograph this, I can photograph that. There's no shame in my game, because like I say, I've done from nude, clothes, underwear, lingerie, boudoir shot. So all of it makes me happy. So there's not just one thing that I like to shoot. As long as I have somebody that doesn't mind getting in front of the camera, let me photograph. If I don't even have to get paid, if I want to do something and have fun with it, let's just do it.
Yeah.
So yes.
So, you know, us having such a close relationship, I hear some of your objectives and your goals, you know, week to week, and I want you to help your current audience and your prospective audience understand what type of people you're looking for in this next season as you're building the Bilal Alan photography brand and style brand.
So my thing is, I'm looking for people that have a unique look. It could be from hair, eyes, clothing, just an odd style that you don't see on an everyday basis. You know, like take that some of us, we have to have a suit on every day. I don't have to photograph somebody that has a suit on every day. So if you have ripped jeans and tatted out Chuck Taylors and you got green hair, I'll photograph you. And it doesn't matter your size or how tall you are. I like photographing skinny to plus size. It doesn't matter your race. I am open to shooting you.
Yes.
Yes.
And you have a really, really unique style about how you approach people, and you allow them the opportunity to belong and to be appreciated and to also feel included. Is there any shining moment throughout your experience in life that has helped cultivate the type of culture that Bilal Alan photography and style represents?
I've never really thought about it, but I think the most shining moment that I photographed somebody was actually 2 people. That was Andrew Young and Eddie Bernice. And when I was in Chicago one year, is when I realized I could make some money on photographing somebody. And
how long ago was that?
It's probably been about 4 or 5 years, or maybe a little longer.
Yeah.
But my mother was still alive, let's put it that way. And I really just went into photography then, but I loved having a camera as far as not just trying to make some money. And one of the guys came up to me and he says, "Hey, I noticed you were taking pictures at an event." He was like, "We would like to get a copy of it." We didn't even have cell phones. If we did have a cell phone, I don't remember, but we didn't have Apple Pay, Cash App. We were still writing checks, and you have to take a person for the word. And he said, "Our budget is $150," and I was like, "Can I get back with you?" So I called home and told my mom. I said, somebody wants some of these pictures. And she said, in other words, what the hell did you tell them? I said, well, I'll get back with you. She said, well, if you don't go back and tell them, you'll take that $150. So that's what I realized. And that I can make some money on taking pictures.
Just being around you, I know that in terms of what people measure extraness, you come with the heat. I mean, you love hats, you love shoes. At some point, guys, I'm gonna show y'all his shoes, okay? I'm gonna show y'all his hat collection because me and him in partnership, baby. He can wear mine, I can wear his, we're going about our business, you know? And I wanna ask you, like, what do you think helps you to set it off in the office and on the street every day when you get dressed? What's that one thing that you gotta have?
Well, my shoes are definitely going to be. I don't care what nobody says. Growing up, my family always said your feet are very important.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta have a good shoe on. Your clothes.
Boots made for walking, baby.
There you go. Your clothes can come from anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to your feet, you have to have a great shoe on.
They ain't want you all crooked.
No, you not want your feet crooked. And as a man, you do not wear one downhill shoe.
Mm-hmm.
You shine your shoes either that night before you go to bed or you get up early in the morning and shine your shoes.
I miss that shoe shine era.
No, I still shine my shoes.
My goodness.
Whatever shoe I'm planning on wearing to work,
Yeah.
I'm gonna clean it. And even where I wear sneakers, and like prior to the pandemic, you know, we had to really dress up for work, ties and things like that. Then after that, the pandemic kind of changed and it made it a little bit more casual.
Mm-hmm.
And they sent out a new dress code on my job, talking about you can't wear sneakers that you can wear to the gym or you're working out in. And so I had to tell my boss, I said, dude, I ain't on nobody's basketball court. I am in nobody's gym. So whatever sneaker I have on is because it's a fashion statement.
Right.
And then we had a couple of more people chime in on it. And so then one day I decided, I said, I'm gonna wear my Jordans.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember what I wore, but I was like, boss, you see these? These are not workout shoes. And he looked at me and he says, okay. And then from there on, now I dress the way I feel like I want to dress.
Mm-hmm.
I really, if I wasn't working this job, I would have a job and to where I could dress as an artist, be who I am, and express who I am as a person, you know, wear whatever color I want to wear. If I want to get up and wear a pair of ripped jeans to work every day with a t-shirt, that's what I would do, and I throw a hat on. And so some days I do go to work. I do wear a fedora in that office, and you know, and when I first did it, I was testing them to see. And one of the big guys said, you should wear that every day.
Yeah.
So, you know, from time to time, I'll throw a fedora on and wear it in the hat in the office all day. But I think the pandemic has changed it, and it's given me a little bit of relax to where I get to wear the things that I want to wear.
Mm-hmm.
And not because I need to wear a white shirt or a blue shirt and a tie. So now I can wear stuff like this. And when I got this shirt, it was like, oh, should I wear that to work or what? Because it has a lot of men faces on there.
Mm-hmm.
And when I wore it, I got a lot of reviews. Oh, I love that shirt. I like it.
It is nice.
Thank you. And actually, my friend Norda, who used to works for the same company,
Mm-hmm.
bought this for me for my birthday. Yeah, so.
Dope.
Yeah.
Looking at it, it has all these different expressions in it, and the eyes that are by themselves, it almost makes it seem like someone is trying to make some sort of contact with you head on.
And that's how I look at this shirt. And then when it comes to meeting people,
Mm-hmm.
that's the way I want to be able to like relate. Hey, let our eyes connect,
Mm-hmm.
let our voices connect, and we go from there. Just like that.
Thank you for answering that question, Bilal.
You're welcome.
Right now, Grenades, I want you to go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Go ahead and turn on that notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a video for Realizing You and all other Pineapple Grenade by Robyn content. Thank you. So, Bilal, with your clients that you have on set, how is it that you connect with them, and what can future clients expect from the experience with you?
One, I would say, very open. We're gonna be very genuine. Sometimes I'll have a little alcohol there for them to have a drink to get relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
One thing about me, they'll tell you that I'm very easygoing and that I'm easy to work with.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what do you want me to do? Just do your thing, you know, and they like that. I don't do a lot of pressure. Oh, you're not doing this, do this. I don't do that. What I try to do is work with them, show them examples of what we should do or how you should do it, and things like that, and they like that. It makes them feel at home and more relaxed.
So, you got some great people in your sphere. How is it that you stay connected with your network, and what are some of the things that you continuously do to grow your network in Dallas and throughout the country?
One of the things I do is I reach out to most of my friends pretty much every day, every other day or something like that, and I stay in connection with them, or sometimes it's just sending out a text saying, hey, good morning, have a great day, or send a motivational message and things like that. And clients like that. My thing is now is as far as reaching outside of the Dallas area, I try to reach out and make connections on Facebook, Instagram, and things like that. Last August, I went to Atlanta because I want to work on my first coffee table book. And so I went to Atlanta and I photographed a couple of people there. And so for 2024, my goal is to travel to a couple more places and get some new faces to photograph that could go off into my book. And I'm actually going to do 2 books. I don't have a name for the books or anything like that. There's a couple of photographers that I really look up to that have been instrumental in my life. And one is NJ Stevenson with Every Touch. I love this woman. When I first started getting into photography and just reaching out to male photographers, they wouldn't help me.
Right.
So he was like, well, you're going to steal my customers. I can't steal somebody when I don't really know what the hell I'm doing.
Right.
So that makes it kind of hard. And then I met NJ off of Model Mayhem.
And shout out to NJ.
Yes,
NJ Stevenson. She is the bomb.com. She is a business strategist, developer, and expertise photographer. You gotta love her. Please go and look for her.
So I reached out to her, and it took her a long time to get back with me. So I kept sending her emails. So if you see that you tell it, I'll tell everybody she stalked me, but I was actually really stalking her.
Yeah.
And I met NJ probably in 2010, maybe 2011, somewhere along there. And today,
it's
been a long stint. Today, I don't really just see her as a photographer. I see her as family.
Yes.
And because she's been there for me and I've been there for her and things like that. And there's a photographer in LA, Stephen Williams, who has helped me a lot, who's coached me through some things. And there's another photographer, Brian. I don't know, I can't think of Brian's last name, but he's in Florida. When I first got online and getting into groups, he shot Nikon. I shot Nikon. And I would get on there and ask him questions and things like that and call him. And then he was telling me, I was still shooting in automatic. He's talking about, if you don't get out of automatic, I'm gonna come down there and whoop your butt.
Yeah.
And so now I shoot manual. It took me a minute to get it, but I had it down packed now. Things like that. So those have been the 3 most important people that have influenced me besides my father.
Is photography and style something that you want to continue for a lifetime?
Yes.
What's your reasoning?
I think once I retire from my regular job,
Mm-hmm.
that's all I want to be able to do is do photography and style,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe eventually have a studio or a shop to where people can come in and say, hey, I need you to do this, or I need you to do that for me. Can you go out and find me this? And that's what I want to be able to do.
So you want to be a personal shopper?
I'm going to be a personal shopper, whatever you need me to do. Yes.
I'm calling you
Okay.
and asking you to find me some Mason Margellas.
Hey, I can take you there. I have 4 pairs already.
Yes.
So
Y'all been out play with Bilal.
I have 4 pairs.
Yes. Is there anything that you would tell a young photographer and stylist, especially those photographers, that would help encourage them when they're feeling low, or that they don't want to keep going on some days, or
I would say steady your craft and don't let things get you down, because things do get better
Mm-hmm.
and things like that. And so the way I feel like things are going right now, I feel like my mother is up there smiling on me, along with my dad and my sisters, because I've lost everybody.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're pushing me, say, do your thing, you got this.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah. I would just say stay focused, stay strong, and we're gonna always have a bad day or a good day, but don't let it get you down.
So just for some free flow,
Mm-hmm.
what is it that everyone should know about you that we haven't discussed?
I love chocolate ice cream.
I do too. It's sad.
I am an avid coffee drinker.
Mm-hmm.
So I love going to different coffee houses, trying different coffees and things like that. So coffee and chocolate ice cream and lemon icebox pie and a good pound cake where the crumbs are on the bottom.
Oh my gosh.
So
I grew up eating that icebox cake.
Yes.
Chocolate and lemon. Oh
Yes.
gosh.
I didn't really care for the chocolate, but you give me a lemon icebox, and my mom would put cherries on,
Uh-huh.
and you got that lemon off in there, and you do that little lemon zest on there.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that was the bomb back in the day.
Yeah.
Yes.
So do you ever go and find one now just to kind of, satisfy you?
There's been times when I've just made my own, because you got to get a graham cracker crust,
Uh-huh.
Eagle brand milk, and Philadelphia cream cheese, and you get a real lemon, not the lemon juice, and
Scoop me out.
you cut that up, squeeze that lemon off in there, and you're good. You're good to go. You put it in the refrigerator, let it sit for a couple hours,
Yeah.
and you go back and eat it.
So, what's your call to action this year? What are you asking for? What is it your desire for everyone to learn so they can go ahead and book you like crazy?
To realize I'm easy to work with, that I'm very down to earth. I'm trustworthy, so you don't have to worry about me asking you to do something that you're not comfortable with doing.
Mm-hmm.
And if you just say, hey, I'm not comfortable with doing that,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm okay with that. I want everybody to be happy and to be pleased in what we do,
Yeah.
and to realize, hey, I'm looking to do new things. I'm stepping outside of my box. I'm doing a little bit more androgynous, and I want to do a little bit more creative type of shoots and things like that. Not necessarily just always fashion
Mm-hmm.
or street photography. I want to get out.
So, in terms of style and doing certain types of photography, does the model help to bring the edge, or is it that from your side you bring the edge in your approach or the location?
It's a little bit of both, because some of the models that I've already have their own little style, and so they can already come
Mm-hmm.
to the set with clothing and knowing what you do. Then there's those that may not have what I want them to wear,
Mm-hmm.
so I have things that they can go through and look at, or I'll say, hey, this is what I want to photograph you in.
Yeah.
So with me knowing sizes, so usually with most of the female and male model, I can do measurements.
Yeah.
And so when I'm buying things, and I'll say, okay, this person can do that,
Mm-hmm.
or this person can wear that. So it's a little bit of both. So we both come to the table with something. Things like that.
I just want to reflect on how grateful I am for you as not only a special person, brother, friend, my partner. You've always got my back, but also someone who hits the ground running. I mean, sometimes you're going for like 17 hours a day, and I just don't know how Bilal musters up the strength in order to keep going, other than he's doing what he loves to do. And for one, it's powerful, but it's endearing because you're energizing me, and I'm going out and telling others how I feel about you and spreading that love. So I just feel like there's some sort of mission of energy that's flowing through everybody in this city and throughout the nation. And you know, another thing, like the way that you have this beautification type personality about you is one that I can resonate with, but you know, to see the beauty in everyone.
You know, as people, we're all different, and I come in contact with a lot of people, and I go to a church that made me realize that. I started going to church in 1985, and I met this lady, Jewel Weavers, in 2000 on the bus stop. And she said, "Young man, do you go to church?" I said, "No, ma'am. I don't go to church anymore." And she says, "Why not?" I said, "Because I felt like I wasn't learning anything." And she invited me to church. And when I started going to St. Paul, it made me realize a lot of different things. Working with the homeless ministry, working with a grieving department, which was called something I can't even think, willing workers. Where we did some funerals and things like that, and did different things in the church. And then on top of that, I started doing photography for the church. What I wanted to do, there was another guy. He said, "Can you help me some Sundays?" And not realizing he was leaving St. Paul, and he was setting me up to start taking pictures at the church.
Yeah.
So when I do go to church, I'll take my camera and I'll do pictures and things like that.
That's your way to give back.
That's
all
my
the
way
time.
of giving back. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I want everybody to understand where they can connect with you, and I want you to keep growing your sphere. At this time, everybody, you can actually follow Bilal Alan on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Can you tell everybody your handles?
Instagram, I am Bilal Alan, Bilal Alan Styles, and TikTok, I think it's just under Bilal Alan. You can follow me there, and Facebook, also under Bilal Alan.
And your email address directly?
My email address is going to be shotsbybilal@gmail.com. And the website should be coming out next month. So look for my new website, which will be bilalalan.com.
I want to thank you so much for coming on tonight. I want the opportunity for everybody to know, you know, in connecting with you, they can learn more about where you'll be at, some of the events that you got coming up over 2024. We're not done now. With photography and style, do you think that any of it will actually transform into something that's even more consultative for you, aside from personal shopping, but just more so advisement to others?
I would like to say I hope so.
Yeah.
You know, as my mother always told us, you speak everything into an existence, and you realize what you want and things like that. One of my things I would like to get my fear over of being on the camera. You're gonna make this really easy. Because I tell people I'm going to have a talk show.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like Sherry Shepherd, you know, this is a big dream. Yeah, I'm going to have a talk show, you know, you'll be on my talk show, you know. So things like that, so yeah.
And I want you to, you know, go ahead and forge towards having a talk show, because you're inviting, and I don't think the people know how fun you actually are from the calm sense of this interview, but he is something else. I'm gonna go ahead and keep it like that. He is a trip, okay? Bilal will have you laughing in the grocery store, on the couch, on set.
It's because of her, y'all.
And baby, if I come on set with him and we're creating on our own, we might not get done for 6 hours. But we got that reel ready for 1 hour, okay? Because we're not doing 600 shots anymore. But when we're actually partnering together to, excuse me, get a set of pictures for someone else, we're like,
I don't even know how to describe it. But
I think it's like milk. No, it's like cream and coffee.
yeah.
I can't say it's water and oil because
They don't mix.
no, they don't mix. And
What coffee and cream does, get you some hazelnut.
where I'm out of pocket, he's right where he needs to be, and vice versa. So, you know, it's amazing to be able to observe a strong, capable, resilient, and empowering, dependable man, you know, that doesn't play about his craft. He doesn't play about the people in his corner, you know, in his circle. Bilal don't play. So y'all don't play with him and go ahead, boo. Okay? For real. I mean, you know, being a former plus size model, there's a lot of word that goes through the streets about, you know, different experiences that you have with photographers. And when I tell you that Bilal is a breath of fresh air, and I've never not heard that come from anyone's mouth, you know what I'm saying? And he means what he says he's going to do. He involves other people. He's grown tremendously where he's now delegating work. You know, I mean, just to be able to experience his growth has been so life-changing for me. And I'm like, if I can't get up and go work this job and do what I need to do or whatever, like, I need to be Pop, you know? Because Bilal is going for about 20 hours. And you call him on the phone, he be like, all right, bye. Like he on to something else. So
I do need to get better at that, because working the jobs that I have, you know, my friends will call me, hey, I'm at work, I'll call you back. Boom. Oh, okay. You know, I do need to get
I
better.
talked to him earlier. I said, are you okay? He said, oh yeah, I'm just walking through the door. I said, okay, baby. But I don't mean, you know, I don't ever take it personally. You gotta ask. You know, because I will pop on him. Whoever did it. Oh, girl, I'm fine. But one thing he said about me and the rest of his friends, he be like, y'all gonna take care of me, so I ain't got to worry about it.
That I can say. I do have a great group of friends in my corner, and they know who they are. I don't have to mention any names, and they know that I love them along with you.
Yeah, I love you too.
And things like that. So I'm very thankful for.
Yes.
And things like that. So yes.
You said things have come easy tonight, and I'm so grateful for that. I try to open up myself in order for you to open up yourself, because it's just so hard for people to start sharing in the way that they would, you know, when you're alone and all those different things. And I think everyone in this world wants somebody to relate to. That's why the power of social media is what it is, because somebody is experiencing some things. Do you ever get any type of comments or any type of feedback from people who have viewed your social media content and it just made you smile for weeks on end?
I do. I get a lot of feedback, a lot of comments, and I have, hey, we need to work together. And even some people that I hadn't worked with in years, they decided they want to come back and do something when I started out. Yes.
Yeah. Can you share anyone? I think we're getting into a little vulnerability. He didn't want to go. We going.
Well, I won't mention her name, but I have a young lady who reached out to me recently. I haven't spoken to her in probably about 2 years, but that's because of her. And she says, oh, I love your work. I loved it then. I need to book a session with you. And I said, yeah. I said, well, you send me an email, we'll go from there. And I'll quote you some prices on what you want.
Yeah.
And so she has booked me for something in April.
Wow.
Yes.
So exciting. Before we got ready for this discussion tonight, Bilal had his iPad, his iPhone. He always got his camera, baby. He was over there with his hat on, ready to go, still working at 7 p.m. And when does the clock stop? Does your mind stop when you go to sleep? What's going on up here?
It's almost like my brain doesn't shut down sometimes. But then there have been times where it's like, you got to go to sleep. And I sleep with the TV on. But then when I have that moment where my brain is just not really shutting down, I have to make it pitch dark. So I can go to sleep. You know, and it's like, you gotta stop. You gotta shut it down, shut it down. And sometimes it's just really, really hard. You know, I guess that's just watching all the people that I grew up with. And I grew up in a house with a bunch of ladies. And watching from my mom, my grandmother, and my grandmother's little sisters, they were always on the go. Always doing this. And when my mother teaching school, you know, she was like constantly doing this, you know. So yeah, I think a lot of that stems from that it's kind of hard to shut down because you got to stay ahead of yourself and to stay ahead of the game. So yes.
I'm similar in that way, and I recently heard a clip of an interview from like my favorite artist of all time, Andre 3000, and he was talking about coming back into, you know, music and how times have changed and how people might have just outgrown his sound and there's no way that he can compete with people in hip hop. And I'm like, what? You're a conscious lyricist with so much creativity and just authentic awkwardness that just works. And I'm like, you know, he mentioned that, you know, if he's not creating, he doesn't feel like he's living. And one of my dreams has been to find him on a corner in Philadelphia playing that damn flute.
Or his violin.
Yes.
You know, he was in, I think, the Christmas edition of the GQ magazine. Andre 3000. I would love to be able to photograph him.
Yes.
So Andre, if you listening to this, hit me up.
And when you book him, let me be the woman in there. I will play the support role.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now Andre 3000, I definitely really like. He's probably one of my favorite musicians.
Whenever I think about him, I'm like, your head has to be filled with so many like machine mechanisms and equipment up in there. Like, it can't shut down. So I'm like, asking that question, I'm wondering if all creators like yourself and myself, do we all have that same thing? Like,
we do. We definitely do. But yeah, like I say, sometimes my brain is hard to shut down, and then when I think of things, I keep a notepad in the living room and in the bedroom. And sometimes you wake up and it's like, oh, I need to write this down because if I go back to sleep, I might not remember it.
Right.
Sometimes if you're thinking of something, you have to write it down, you know. And before coming here, I stopped by the 99-cent store and bought me a new journal because I want to start keeping my journals, you know, writing about my own personal life and then writing about my photography and the things that I want. So, you know, I have two different journals for that. Yes.
We're on our way to wrapping up our discussion, Bilal, and I wanted to ask you to list 3 things that are most important for the time that you lived and life overall.
Well, it's really not the 3 things. The most important thing is my family.
Yes.
My family is everything to me. Growing up who I am, and then like I say, this is Black History Month, so I am Black History. My great-grandfather had 23 kids.
Wow.
And so amongst all those 23 kids, we have a lot of cousins, and we just buried a cousin on Saturday. So if you guys go look up Patrick Henderson and listen to the music that he has created, the music that he has produced, some of the people that he's met, Kathy Hughes and Los Angeles Church, you know, Baltimore. Look him up. My family is a strong believer in the arts. So my family will be the most important.
And I think that's one thing that I embrace about you the most is that you treat me like family. And you allow me in your space as your family. And you know my story, while others don't know it. And but you know, my glory as well.
See, we can't always let everybody in. You know who you can let in and who you can't let in. Because everybody don't come with a good vibe.
Right.
They come with that bad juju. And you have to keep them to the core.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So I want you to tell them where they can find you again so we can list this.
Facebook, Bilal Alan. Instagram, I am Bilal Alan. Instagram, Bilal Alan Styles. And TikTok, Bilal Alan.
All right, Bilal. I want to thank you so much for coming on to Pineapple Grenade by Robyn's Realizing You. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, and also don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube page as we're growing our network and also our support, leveraging our allyship for men and women. Thank you so much, bro.
All right.
Love you.
Peace.
Peace.